Hi, I'm Stuart Ball here with the marvellous Mr. Paul Gilbert at the NAMM Show 2008. Now, I'm not going to ask you about the vintage modern amp, even though I probably should do, because Nick Bocot's a great friend of mine who's helped me out immensely with meeting you today. But you just did a big speech about how marvellous it was. So I'm going to ask you, you were playing out there, everyone was going crazy, playing great, as normal. How did it feel?
Well, it's been a long time since I've actually played inside a NAMM show.
Right.
I think the first time I played inside a NAMM show was when I was about 17 or 18 years old. And nobody knew who I was, but a crowd gathered around and I was able to start meeting the people that made the gear, which was incredibly exciting. And because, you know, I've always, as all guitar players are gear hounds. We love the instruments, we love the amplifiers, we love the effects and the knobs. And so to meet the people behind the gear, to meet the people who work at the companies is really, really cool.
And then to have them eventually give it to you.
Well, it's stuff that's, I mean, as maybe as a kid you fantasize about the giving, but it becomes more of like, you know, this is the gear that you use every day. This is the stuff you use on stage, the stuff you use in the studio. This is your art. This is your, I mean, to me, a guitar is like a part of my body. And the amp is like, you know, an extension of that. And, you know, if the wrong one, and it's like being in the hospital, you know, I need to have the right gear. You know, if I get a good deal on it, that's all the better. But most importantly, it's a great place to search out and find the you know, the gear that's really going to fit, you know, what you've got to say musically. Well,
it seems a bit of synchronicity, because if you don't mind me saying so, and I hope you're not insulted by this, but after the Mr. Big thing, after the Mr. Big thing, you know, it turned, I don't know whether it was because you was unhappy. It seemed to, you know, you seemed to go out of the limelight a little bit. Now you're back with the album, doing the G3 thing. We've all seen some of it on YouTube, whatever. Obviously sounding amazing, and so you're really riding the crest of a wave again. You know, you're with Marshall, biggest amp company in the world. How did you get from that stage to where you are now? Was it a conscious decision to get out there and be more in the public eye again, or?
Well, after Mr. Big did really well in Japan. So I sort of took the easy road out and just went to Japan and did tours there and released albums there. And they sort of trickled out to the rest of the world, but Japan was really my focus. But recently I made my very first guitar instrumental record. All the other stuff I was singing on. So finally, since I've stopped singing, my career has taken off. So I've let the guitar be the voice, and it must be a more good. What's a better word for good? It's a more good voice. It's a better word.
It's probably a more defined route for someone like yourself to take.
Well, one of the nice things about guitar is you can buy a better one. I'm stuck with my ratty old voice, and I can't buy a better one. But you know, you can buy a great guitar, you can buy a great amp, and you can get the same gear that, you know, that your heroes use. That's one of the reasons that I'm excited about Marshall. I mean, when I look back at my, you know, record collection I grew up with, Robin Trower, Jimi Hendrix, you know, early Van Halen, you know, everybody from Cheap Trick, Kiss, AC/DC, all those, you know, Pat Travers, all those CD covers or album covers in those days. You know, that was the logo, you know, UFO. So that's where I came from, and it's good to be back.
I think also that even if you're the best singer in the world, when you start singing, people just think, well, that's just time that you're eating up where I could be watching you play guitar.
That could be true. And it's a challenge. It was fun to do instrumental music because suddenly I really had to focus on the instrument. That's one of the reasons that I've been focusing on the gear more. Is, you know, there's a lot more time that I'm playing guitar, a lot more time that I have to get different sounds, different emotions, different dynamics. And so it requires even better, sweeter, more resonant gear.
And the good thing is when you make solo records, you can call it what you like and you can put what you like on there. You haven't got a record company saying, well, it's got to be this, it's got to be this, it's got to be this, which I would imagine Mr. Big was a little bit like that.
Well, after we had that giant ballad, they're like, how much more of those? But that was cool. I'll never complain about giant ballads that make you zillions of dollars.
Money can be useful. And your education, can you tell us the name of the record just before I move on? So
the brand new record, which will be out soon, is called Silence Followed by a Deafening Roar.
Okay. Oh, brilliant. Silence
followed by a deafening roar.
Okay, brilliant.
Sort of like the Standby. You know.
I just want to ask you one more thing. You have an educational DVD. I think it's a new one out fairly recently. Get the hell out of my yard.
Close. That's a better one, actually. It's called just Get Out of My Yard.
Get out of my yard.
Plain and simple. Get out of my yard.
I heard Scott Henderson screaming at somebody, although he said get the f out of my yard, in MI. Is there any? Is that like an old joke that?
It actually just came. I did that record, and It was, well, I'm trying to think. It's, what did I call Get Out of My Yard? I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And I realized I sort of came to terms with my actual age.
Right.
I'm not 17 years old anymore. You know, when I made that record, I was 39.
Right.
And I thought, you know, who am I trying to fool? You know, I'm not some teenage kid anymore. I feel like, especially with my hearing loss, you know, I feel like some old guy going, "Are you kids? Get out of my yard!" You know.
And has it ever happened?
No, it's more like evangelists.
Well, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we just asked them to forgive you.
Yeah, there we go.
You've done, and they
forgive me and get out of my yard.
Yeah. Okay, Paul, look, it's been absolutely brilliant talking to you today, and I'd love to see you in the future again, and hopefully get a chance to see more of you when you've been on the tour and the album's out and we get the reaction. And on Lick Library, definitely going to review it and cover it, and give everybody a chance to hear a snippet. And it's absolutely fantastic to see you back on top, where you should be, playing the guitar like a monster, like you do. And congratulations, and all the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for letting me be on TV.